at this hiker. We are at Monster Jam event in Austin, Texas. This is the arena to the side of Moody Center. I imagine it's kind of different. I thought the field will be much larger, but it's something like this. And all those tracks will be obviously way bigger. And yeah, that's how it's going to be. There's our seat, our row, number 13H, 113. This is where we are. And it starts at 1, and right now is 12:02, so it's still about an hour. That'll be interesting. You know, I might have already told you about it, but I wrote a thesis about American motorsports because I majored in American studies, and I wrote a thesis about American motorsports, which is monster trucks, NASCAR, Indianapolis 500, drag racing. So I'm glad that finally I'm here and I'm about to see live one of the events, I mean, of the sporting events. Let's get closer there for a moment.
My favorite thing is Monster Jam Freestyle. I was getting crazy out there. The stage we do.
I like spontaneously bought tickets for this event.
Oh no, I didn't. I saved it. I saved it.
All of a sudden I was browsing the internet, all of a sudden I thought, what, you know, motorsports events are happening like nearby, like San Marcos, Austin. And it turned out there is a Monster Jam, and I already bought a ticket like about, I don't know, at least 3 weeks ago. And yeah, we seem to have like one of the best or better seats in here. That's very interesting. And it's also interesting that, I mean, there's still an hour before the event starts, but I got a feeling that ain't gonna be too many people. I was wondering when I you know, bought the ticket, I came to Austin and I logistically set myself up to make sure that I'll be able to, I have a parking space and everything, because I was worried how it's gonna be, if it's gonna be packed, if it's gonna be what. But turns out that there might be, it's actually, you know, I don't know how to say this, quiet, or like really, it's like really cool. Like there's not too many people. It's very like, you know, I guess this sport is not like as popular maybe as it used to be, or maybe it's not perceived exactly as a sport, more like some kind of entertainment.
Here to Monster Jam, we're so excited to kick things off here this afternoon. We want to appreciate each and every one of you.
That's so crazy loud, and you can feel the vibration on your body. It's crazy.
Monster Jam truck.
Let's hear it for Joe Yuri, Earthshaker.
And the code is ATX. It will be circulating around these billboards throughout the rest of our competitions, including this one as well. You need to know what code you're going to see. Of course, we'll let you know there. We're getting ready to meet our second competitor to the track, Kristen Anderson, Great Digger.
Make some noise for Kristen Anderson, Great Digger. These guys are rocking those at judgeszone.com.
She does her iconic tombstone and then walks it across the pod up on the ramp. We're gonna wait to see what your scores will be. We've only got a couple seconds left there at judgeszone.com. Scores are now officially in. Your score for Great Digger is 8.794. That now puts her in the top spot. So we now have a new leader, Kristen Anderson and Great Digger, 8.794. She now takes the lead in the competition. Of course, another 8 points are on the line for each of our drivers here, as they are the pursuit of today's overall score to beat. Kristen Anderson, Grave Digger, 8.794. And your score for Jurassic Attack is 9.273. He now takes the lead. We have another new leader here, Dalton Whiter and Jurassic Attack. And there you have it on the leaderboard here for the Great Coast 2 Wheel Skills Challenge. We're going to continue things on here with Devin Whitfield, Velociraptor.
Let's hear it for Devin Whitfield in Velociraptor. 20 seconds to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com.
He takes Velociraptor up on top of the pod. The super move go to the action replay there on the video board and the QR code. Great balance there for Devin Whitfield and Velociraptor. Having a great career here this year. Scores are locked in. Let's see what your score is, Austin. 8.261. A good score there for Velociraptor. Ready to get things moving. Roberto Trevino, Monster Rottweiler. Let's hear it for Roberto Trevino and Monster Rottweiler. Your scores are in. Austin, your score for Monster Rottweiler, 7.731. We've got 3 more drivers remaining in this competition here, and there you have it, Jurassic Attack and Dalton White.
24. We're gonna play something now called the Helmet Shuffle. Everybody feast your eyes on the video board. Watch the trophy. We'll start in the middle.
judgeszone.com. The code is the same, everything is the same. Slide the BKT tire up or down for the score you think Nick Desmond deserves here as he's going to kick things off in our best trick competition. Scores are locked in. Your score for Nick Desmond up on the video board, 7.532 for Nick Desmond.
Up next, all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Haskell. Let's hear it. They want to hear you make some noise. Scoring is open for Kenny Haskell. Head to judgeszone.com. Give you guys about 20 seconds to lock in those scores.
All right, we need you to get those scores locked in, like Jabari said. I want to know what you think about that attempt for the best trick competition for Kenny Haskell. A few more seconds left. You've got about 8 seconds left on the clock at judgeszone.com. Scores are locked in. Let's see where you put Kenny Haskell in this competition. You put him in the second spot with a 7.289.
Up next, all the way from Orlando, Florida, here is TJ Tiffany.
there's no better feeling because this is literally a dream come true for me, you know? I used to be the kid in the stands right now, like all of you guys, wishing and dreaming I could be on this floor all my childhood.
Getting vertical is what this competition is all about. And it's time for you to lock in those scores now. Field and Velociraptor. The clock is ticking down there at judgeszone.com. All right, scores are in. Let's see what your score for Velociraptor is. And you will give him a 6.667. You're the one to set the tone here. 6.667. Coming up next, we got Caleb Blood, Spark JudgesZone.com, our Monster Jam officials are tabulating. Scores are locked in. Let's go to scores. A 7.970. That will be good enough to put him barely in the second spot. There you have it, Billy, after one driver left. JudgesZone.com, our last competitor, she is the only one sitting in between Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, and that win there. All right, scores are locked in. Your score to beat Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, 8.996. Your score for Grave Digger is 8.776. She does not look happy. Second position for her, which means the winner of this Sky Rally competition, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Your Sky Wheelers champion, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
On a run. How did that feel? Felt great. As you can see, you know, this big old hole right here. That's my tailgate, I guess it. But man, I knew how to bring my A game out here. These guys and girls are so good at what they do. They can fix anybody's game out here. I just got to bring my best foot forward. And like I said, we won this competition yesterday. We slapped it again in first gear and let the 12,000, the 59 horsepower sing in. And such a power to Chris Anderson. You know, that was a great Sky Rally. I feel like that should have won. But hey, it is what it is, man. We're here to have a party. We're here to have a good time, man. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Have a good time. Make some noise.
Joe Yuri and Shaker. A big score, 8.266 to kick things off. A great score from you, the fans here at judgeszone.com. And that will put him in a good position here